Now, a resistance. Now, what is resistance? It is an obstruction offered in the flow of current. It is an obstruction offered in the flow of current is called as resistance. Resistance is generally been denoted by R. It is generally been denoted by R, and it is been actually verified by Ohms, and it is also known as Ohm's law. According to the Ohm's law, the ratio of the potential difference to the current always remains constant. Yani V upon I is always equals to constant when we apply in a Ohm's law. In the verification of Ohm's law, if we make a graph, you will find that it will be a straight line. Always there will be no change in VI graph. In a current and potential graph, it will be a straight line. This is Ohm's law, according to the Ohm's law. Or we can say that V, the potential difference, is directly proportional to current. Now, if we are removing this proportional sign, we can say V upon I is equals to R, and this R is constant, which is representing the resistance. Now, R, when the potential difference is measured in volts and it is measured in ampere, and this is called as resistance R, R is equals to ohms. R is equals to ohms. So, the unit for the measurement of resistance is ohms. The unit of measurement is ohms. So, what is an resistance? It is an obstruction offered in the flow of current. It is denoted by capital R. Its unit is ohms. So, ohms is been actually verified by a Ohm's law. According to the Ohm's law, the ratio of the potential difference to the current is always constant. It never changes. For that, there is a verification in the Ohm's law, where the circuit is being made, an ammeter and a voltmeter is being supplied, and you will see the graph that there will be no change. As we are increasing the current, the potential difference is also increased in such a way that the ratio will always remains constant. It means that V, the current produced by the circuit, is always directly proportional to the potential difference, yani V is proportional to I. If we are removing this, the constant is being kept as R. This R is called as resistance, and its unit is ohms. Ohms is equal to volt upon ampere, and its symbol is just like an omega sign. This will represent the resistance. Now, there are mainly resistance in the circuit is being denoted by this arrow sign. This represents the resistance. There are two types of resistance, means this is a constant resistance. One is called as a variable resistance, which keeps on changing, or we can say rheostat. We can say a rheostat, variable resistance, which keep on changing. It is an instrument used to measure or used to change the resistance according to the requirement in the circuit. According to the requirement in the circuit. So, it is represented by two ways, like this. It is called as current divider, and number second, when the resistance is being used in a symbolic form, it is being represented by a arrow sign. So, it acts as a potential divider. It acts as a potential divider, and this acts as a current divider. It acts as a current divider. Is this clear? In the circuit, the symbol can be used. Yeah, general in the simple circuit, resistance is represented by R, but in complicated or in a other form, in the higher studies, the resistance will be in two types: variable resistance. A rheostat, an instrument is being used, as it is a lab instrument which is used the resistance in a variable form, means which will keep on changing, and it can be used in two ways. It acts as a current divider, that rheostat, and it acts as a potential divider, that is according to the requirement in the circuit. Then this is having a ohmic conductors and non-ohmic conductor. Non-ohmic conductor. Now what is ohmic conductor? Those which obey Ohm's law. Those which obey Ohm's law is called as ohmic conductor. It means all the metals which are obeying the Ohm's law are called as, it means if you are increasing the current, the potential will also increase. That means they are called as ohmic conductors. And non-ohmic conductors, those which do not obey Ohm's law. Which do not obey Ohm's law. It means that if you are making a graph of V and I, you will see a curve. On increasing the current, the potential is decreasing. Instead of increasing, it will go on decreasing. It will not be in a proper form. That means that it is a variable non-ohmic conductors. Now the resistance can be connected in two ways. It can be connected in series and it will be connected in parallel. Okay, the resistance is connected in two ways. It can be connected in series and it can be connected in parallel. In series, the resistance are connected like this. This is R1, this is R2 and this is R3. If you will see, the resistance is connected in series, one thing, the potential difference, there are two laws which you have to, the potential difference will go on changing. Whenever you are connecting the resistance in series, the potential difference will go on decreasing. Number second, the current will remain same. Current will remain same. The current will remain same in a case of a resistances. In a case of a resistances, the current will remain same. Now what will happen? That if you are bringing, this is VA, this is VB, this is VC, this is VD. VA minus VB is equal to I R1. VB minus VC is equal to I R2. VC minus VD is equal to I R3. If we are combining all these three resistances, we get VA minus VB plus VB minus VC plus VC minus VD is equal to I common R1 plus R2 plus R3. You will combine all the things. VA minus VD is equal to I R1 plus R2 plus R3. VA minus VD is denoted as V. It is equal to I R1 plus R2 plus R3. V is represented by IR is equal to I R1 plus R2 plus R3. I and I is cancelled. So resistance R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. It means that whenever the resistances are connected in series, the total resistance is the sum of all the resistance. The sum of all the resistance, yani total resistance will increase. Total resistance will increase. Is this clear? But it has a drawback also, that its potential will go on decreasing. Number second, if one part is being closed, the current will supply will also be closed. So there are drawback also on a resistance connected in series. But if the resistances are connected in parallel, somehow like this, this is R1, this is R2, this is R3. If you will see, the potential in this number 1, the potential difference never changes. The potential difference never changes, it always remains same, but the current gets distributed. Number 2, the current gets distributed. Current gets distributed. It means if I is the current, so it will be divided into I1, I2 and I3. I1 is equal to V upon R1, I2 is equal to V upon R2, I3 is equal to V upon R3. So total I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So we can say I1 is V upon R1 plus V upon R2 plus V upon R3. I upon V is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. I upon V is known as 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. In parallel, the total resistance is the sum of their reciprocal. It means that the total resistance will decrease if the resistances are connected in parallel. But the only advantage is that in this, the potential difference in each resistance will never change. It will always remain same in all the places. So these are the two important points, that whenever you are using the resistances in series or in parallel, you have to look forward that the potential difference will go on changing in series, but in parallel it will remain same. Here the currents will remain same, but in the second case, when it is connected in parallel, the currents gets distributed according to the resistances. But the final result is that in series the total resistance is sum of the resistances, and in parallel the sum of the resistance is always the addition of their reciprocals. In this, the total resistance decreases, in series the total resistance increases.